So we put up a question box on our IG stories and we got all the questions that you asked us and we picked the best ones. And today we're gonna answer some questions. Okay, our first question is this. What is your deepest regret in ministry? Do you have some ministry regrets?
One time I got mad at Johnny White because he wasn't playing the keys and I called him out from the stage. That was really bad.
That really, like, you really think about that?
Yeah.
And you feel like really bad about it?
Yeah. My like third to last week as the youth pastor at One Life.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I also yelled at some people. That was bad.
In the middle of his sermon, he was yelling at the kids. That was the night that I knew that our season as youth pastors was really up. And
our grace was done.
Yeah, it was over. So yeah. And I wish I was farther along in my ministry, but I don't know how I would attribute that to any moment.
That's real.
Ministry.
I wish I'd moved to North Carolina sooner, married you sooner.
Yeah.
Got my master's degree sooner. Like, if I could go all the way back, I'd have my doctorate. I'd be Dr. Manny Ringer right now.
Yeah.
So I wish I was further along because there are certain mistakes I made. I just was scared to make certain decisions. It cost me time.
Yeah. Oh, these are good ones. Does Mother's Day trigger me and does Father's Day trigger you? Yes, I am triggered by
the answer is yes. About all aspects of Mother's and Father's Day triggers me.
I'm triggered because church people say really ridiculous things on Mother's Day to me.
Yeah,
and I just have to smile and take it and just say thank you, but it's really, really hurtful and offensive and like not really well thought out.
Like, give us an example.
I mean, it goes from as little or as seemingly innocent as someone saying, this is your last Mother's Day not being a mother, and like looking me deep in my eyes, super spiritual. Last Mother's Day, not this Mother's Day. This Mother's Day we were in quarantine. It was the best Mother's Day I've had because nobody said anything. Last year, someone came up to me and was just blatantly like, why aren't you a mom yet? And I instead of telling them why their question was so rude and inappropriate, I was just like, I don't know why I'm not a mom yet. And then I just kind of walked away. That was really frustrating. I did cry this Mother's Day. And that's another video, honestly. And there's another question related to why. But again, we're gonna make a longer video about the real reason why this Mother's Day was the hardest, but also the best because people weren't involved. It was just hard because it was a private thing. Baby update. They wanted just, what's up with you guys having a baby? They just want to update. And that's why I was saying, yeah, we have to make a whole nother video for that.
That's a whole nother video.
It's a long story.
Yeah, we are still trying to have babies.
Short answer, we're still trying actively. But it is very and has been very difficult, very traumatic, very emotional, and
very long.
And very long.
A very long
As
journey.
you guys have been waiting, just like we have, and you know, it's just been a long journey. This is a funny question.
Okay.
Who is your first crush?
Who was my first crush?
Mm-hmm.
Olivia from the Huxtables.
Oh, that's a cute one. That's cute. My first crush was someone I actually knew. I remember it was this Asian kid. His name was Brian in my pre-K, kindergarten class or something. I remember having a crush and I used to call him Super Brian.
Huh.
I just remember that. It's very weird. Yeah.
So if you're crushing on me, I'll know because you're gonna call me Super Manny.
Sure. Have I ever had to shoo women off of you?
Have you? I don't think so.
No, that's not a thing.
Yeah,
doesn't really happen to us.
I think I give off a certain vibe to females that are very like, don't try that. I'm not like,
he shuts it down or doesn't even let. Yeah, it's the vibe. It's just like,
I don't know. I just have a vibe of like, yeah, like why would I be talking to you? I don't really.
And Manny always somehow says, yeah, me and my wife. Yeah, me and my wife. My wife, whenever he's talking to women.
I talk about my wife annoyingly.
I catch it. I hear it. I know.
One of the coolest things ever was like the first time Shane Lima booked me to speak. I had been around Shane and his wife Alini Lima a lot. And they were also at some conferences that I'd spoken at. And we had been in green rooms and backstage a lot. And I remember her direct messaging you before you guys had ever met. And one of the things Alini Lima said about me to you was how respectful I was of you when I was traveling.
Yeah, she said she had, met a lot of pastors who didn't honor their wives when they were away from their wives, and she was just so happy that Manny did, and she was just like, she was just so happy that like he had integrity and like spoke well of me, and like she could just tell that like, our marriage was like good, like real.
Yeah.
So that she was really happy about that.
It was a massive compliment. Like, I remember you showing me the message, and I remember just being like, yo, number one, like, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just mindful, and sometimes you can be thinking that you're winning in a certain area and not be. I was just glad that the reality matched up with the perception. Like, I thought I was doing well, but that was confirmation that I was doing well, and that was relieving. So, yeah. You've never had to shoo women off.
No. And I feel like I'm a little bit, like when I people tell me, women have told me I come off a little intimidating when they first meet me. I don't know why, man.
I still find you intimidating.
I'm an Enneagram 9.
Like right now.
I'm not confrontational, but I think it may be.
Silence can be intimidating.
Yeah.
And you're a relatively quiet person.
A little mysterious. I got the Beyonce going on. A little mystery. So yeah, no. The answer is no, and I would love for someone to try. My God. What's one thing you love and one thing you do not like about the other person?
So the one thing I don't like about Tia is that she's a hater. There's other things, but that's the dominant thing.
I don't even know what that means.
You hate on me. You give hater vibes.
That sounds so terrible, like as a wife.
It is terrible. It doesn't sound terrible. It is terrible. It's terrible.
Okay, what do you like about me? Jeez.
Oh God, I love so many things about you.
Just one thing.
Your hair.
Okay, thank you. Okay, one thing that I like about you, you're a visionary. I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm just like, it's admirable. Like, it's something I admire, that Manny just has vision, and his vision is always new. It's always new. It's always like ahead. Once he reaches one vision, he already has the next thing in mind, and I really like that about him. The thing I don't like about Manny, I guess, is that because he is a public speaker, a preacher, a teacher, that whenever sometimes we get into discussions and debates, and because he's so good at it, it's very hard to get my point across, even when I know I'm right. It's just so hard for him to like hear me, because he's so used to just being listened to.
That's real.
And that's frustrating.
That's legit.
Yeah, that's my thing.
And I'm gonna try to get better at that.
How do we know we were the one for each other?
There's no such thing as that.
I didn't know. I've answered this like on my personal story before, but
Do you believe in a one?
I believe in, I don't know. I don't care. I'm this kind of person.
There's no chance that there's a one for someone.
Yeah, I'm sure I could have found another man that I would be just as like happy with. Sure. But that's not my life, so here I am. But I did not know.
No, but I think there's a lot of people who are waiting for the one.
Yeah. But for me, I did not know that Manny was the one. I just knew that I wanted to be with him. I just knew that I loved him, and I knew that I didn't want a life without him, and that was my answer. That's it.
That's real.
What about you?
Pastor Andy Thompson helped me to understand that you were the one.
Yeah.
He helped me understand that I sucked. I was pretty arrogant pre-Pastor Andy in my life. Mm-hmm. And he helped me to realize that I was an actual hot piece of mess. And the fact that... A worm, in his actual words. And the fact that you had grace for me was not something to overlook. The fact that you, even though I had broken up with you, treated you like crap, the fact that you saw potential in me, I never treasured that until he pointed it out. Once I realized, oh wow, dang, I'm blessed to have this woman in my life who has historically, because we had known each other for years before we got married.
Before we got married, we had known each other for 6 years.
6 years. So it's like, it wasn't just, oh wow, for this 9 months, you've been amazing. No, for 6 years, Tia had been consistently, consistent, number one, but for me, helpful.
So gracious. And I wasn't perfect. I definitely had my faults, but overall, like, no matter what happened between the two of us,
You were riding for me.
Yeah, and I didn't want to, but I couldn't freaking help it.
Yeah, you were the epitome of like super supportive.
Yeah.
And you believed in my dreams. Anyway, like Pastor Andy could see all that. And sometimes you just need a mentor, a spiritual dad, a pastor, someone discipling you to see what you can't see. We all have blind spots. There was a massive blind spot for me. So the way that I knew Tia was the one was someone else really had to like open my eyes to that reality.
That's it.
This is the last question?
That was it. Yeah.
There's gotta be another one.
Yeah, but I'm tired of sitting like this. It hurts.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Subscribe to our channel.
Like this video.
Share this. Black love. Let's go. Is Black YouTube a thing?
YouTube Black.
YouTube Black?
You married smart.
You married smart.
You married smarter.
I married up. I did. I'm lucky. I'm definitely the lucky one.
I married up too, but like you married upper. Upper room.